Hello everyone, and welcome to Chart Clarity. This channel is focused on delivering structured, objective analysis of the crypto markets, grounded in Elliott Wave theory, Fibonacci relationships, and market structure. If you've ever looked at a chart and felt overwhelmed by conflicting narratives, or emotional price swings, or even short-term noise, this channel is designed to cut through that. Here, we focus on probabilities, not predictions, and on understanding how a price is moving, not reacting to headlines or sentiment. Every analysis on this channel starts from the higher timeframes and works downward, allowing us to define context, identify key decision zones, and track the most likely pathways forward. The goal is not to tell you what the market will do, but to prepare you for what it can do and under which conditions those scenarios change. Over time, you'll see that markets follow structure, and once that structure becomes clear, uncertainty decreases and decision-making improves. If you value disciplined analysis, clean charts, and a calm systemic approach to crypto, then you're in the right place. This is Chart Clarity. Let's take a look at the charts. Okay, so let's start with the macro picture because higher time frames always come first. So on the weekly chart, Bitcoin shows a clear impulsive structure to the upside, followed by a transition into the corrector phase. So this is important because Elliott Wave theory tells us that trends unfold in 5-wave impulses, while counter trends unfold in 3-wave corrections. So here we can see that, since the rally that started back in 2017, we can label that as wave 1. And then the bottom that either formed in March of 2019 or of March in 2020, we can label that as wave 2. Now, because of this parabolic move that Bitcoin had, this is clearly the third wave. The third wave is always, it's never the shortest wave, and it's usually the most powerful. So if we see here and we measure how much Bitcoin went up since the bottom in wave 2, we can see that it went up 2,789%, which is a lot, but it's, clear characteristics of a third wave. Now, this here can be labeled as wave 3 within wave 3. So wave 3 of 3, which, as you can see, should be the most parabolic wave, which gave us gains of 1,472%. Now, after the bottom that happened in November of 2022, we can see that from the bottom of 2022 to the top of 2025, we only went up 691%. Now this, especially with how choppy it is and the decrease in momentum, can easily be classified as wave 5 of wave 3. Now let's take a look and break this down even further. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily chart just so we can kind of see what Bitcoin is doing and where we might be. So on the daily time frame, the impulse move has clearly completed, and Bitcoin is now unfolding in a corrective, structure, ABC structure most likely. Now this fits the Elliott Wave guidelines, which says that corrections move in 3 waves rather than 5 waves. Now within each wave, for example, taking a look at the A wave. In the A wave, the move down should be in 5 waves, which can take us, I would say, to, around this area. Now, the B wave it's always a counter trend wave, which should unfold in 3 waves. It can take us up to the 618 retracement. from the high of wave 2 to the bottom of wave 3. So another, Elliott Wave rule to remember is that wave 4 corrections, they're often sideways and time consuming. What they're designed to do is they're designed to reset the momentum to, before the next rally. The fourth waves or corrections, let's say, are not meant to reward people who are impatient. It's supposed to shake the people out in a way. So, as of now, as long as Bitcoin remains below prior highs and fails to show impulsive upside structure, the daily chart confirms that we are still in a corrective phase. So since the bottom of the fourth wave in April 2025, we can kind of identify a 5-wave move up to the upside, which can mark, the completion of the 5th wave of the 3rd wave. Now, just because this criteria has been met does not mean that the cycle is over. But, having the chart meet, the basic requirements, we're supposed to absolutely just look out and be on the lookout and just be prepared for the cycle to be over and for the correction to have started already. So let's take a look at the shorter time frame, just so we can kind of see what's going on and what can unfold next. So since the high of which was at around 126,000, we can identify a 3-wave move down with a possible 4th wave, forming at the moment, and then possibly followed by a C wave down, which should come in 5 waves. As we can see here, the 4th wave is unfolding, and it is extremely choppy. It kind of wears people out. People get bored. People think that, it's never going to go up, just because of how choppy and time consuming it is. So because of this behavior and, after the bottom that happened in November of 2025, November 21st, there is not a clear 5-wave impulse to the upside. So we can, confidently label this as wave 4, with it being an ABC correction. If we really, break it down further, we can see that, the micro waves are 5 waves moves up, and then 3 waves down, and then 3 waves up, and then 3 waves down. So this is very, this is an extremely boring 4th wave. It's choppy. It's, it makes people unsure of what's going to happen next. So, wave 4 can absolutely be completed, but it's very less likely because it only went up to the 0.382 retracement, which for Bitcoin being such a big coin and a leader of the market, it's a little bit weak. So I do expect to see, some more upside momentum, at least in the wave 4. We can see the price go up to all the way to the 1.618 retracement at $105,000. But, that we'll be able to tell the more, the chart gives us more clarity. So at the moment, we're still stuck in this sideways correction within the wave 4 of the A wave down. And, we can still expect the price to go up a little bit more and then possibly be followed by a wave C down, which should unfold in 5 waves. Now, this is kind of like a quick update on Bitcoin. Throughout my videos, I will, update all the coins, all the major coins at least, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Zcash, XRP, and just kind of, follow the same structure that I do with Bitcoin. But because Bitcoin is such a high market cap coin, and it basically leads the market, we can kind of base the structure and the signs that Bitcoin gives us and kind of implement them on other coins. Like, for example, if Bitcoin is crashing, then most likely the whole crypto market is crashing, especially Ethereum, which is, the second best or the second biggest crypto out there at the moment. Okay, so that's the update on Bitcoin for now. As always, we let structure guide the analysis. We don't force a bias, and we wait for the market to confirm direction through price and action and wave structure. So if you found this breakdown helpful and you appreciate this kind of calm, structured analysis, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss future updates. I'll continue to break down the markets across multiple timeframes and explain every key decision point as it develops. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.